Many people are claiming they are Christian. They are claiming that they believe God. But the truth, they don't really believe God. They just know God. You know why? Because if you believe God, you obey. But if you don't obey, how can you say, I believe God?
Even the memory of people I don't even have anymore, to go back and find a friend that I forgot to be nice to, and then see them and they don't expect to see me and give them a hug. All the money in the world cannot replace that. Oh, I had a wonderful mom who's passed on now. Those were the beautiful days of my life. If you ask me now, which is more important, $5 million or sitting in the house with all my sisters and brothers waiting for something to eat, that was real true value there.
You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I'll say it again. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. Now, I've been blessed to make hundreds of millions of dollars in my life. I can't take it with me, and neither can you. So it's not how much you have. It's what you do with what you have.
I've got news for you. Athletes, non-athletes, you can win and still be a Christian. I'm sorry, what was that? In fact, you can win a lot and still be a Christian in a positive light. You can win all the time and still shine for Jesus. Shoot, how many times does Jesus lose? Never. And last I checked, he's a Christian.
Please don't go into an interview trying to become what you think the other person wants. Be who you are. Because your personality is what that organization needs, because you being unique is the thing that they don't have. They have 10 other people trying to be what they think they want, but the one person that comes in and is authentically themselves is the one person that's going to stand out and usually will get the job.
See, everybody looks at the body from the outside, but we forget it's not the outside that we're supposed to pay attention to. It's what's here. Because if I'm coming from here, I can do all things. I can do all things. Philippians 4:13 says, when I get ready to, I can do all things. See, man deals with the possible, but God deals with the impossible.
My wife and I moved to LA about 7 years ago, and about 2 months after moving, I first read this script, and I had this just deep spiritual connection to the man. You know, I share his faith in being a Christian, and I know that voice, and it just lodged in my spirit. I just felt God say, you are going to do this. On the 24th of July, 2007, I wrote it in my diary, and that's where it began. Unfortunately for me, the director on board didn't agree with God at that stage, so we had some hurdles there, but it was a 7-year journey towards what we actually have just done. Yeah.
This Bible and this God is the truth, and you're not going to know for sure until you just throw yourself 100% into it and start experiencing it and applying the truth to your life, because Jesus said he is the way, the truth, and the life.
I get there, and the pastor starts saying, Jesus is real. He'll come into your life if you invite him in, and all the negative stuff can't stay. And I was listening to him, and I was like, I'm going to try this. I went home with my drugs, and I just poured my heart out to God. I said, God, these drugs are going to kill me and leave my daughter without a dad. Please, if you're real, come into my life. Give me a new life. And with a long story short, I just had an encounter with God's love within the next few weeks, and man, I felt like Jesus came in and put his arms around me. I didn't see anything, but it was just like, it was a life-changing event.
You know, when you stop and you think about our solar system, how precise our solar system is, you can predict 70 years hence when a comet is coming because of the incredible order that we see. And yet, they want to say there was a big bang and all of it just came perfectly into order. The same people believe in the second law of thermodynamics, entropy, which says things move toward a state of disorganization. So now how can you have both? And they say, well, you have to integrate into that probability theory. You see, if you have enough explosions over a long enough period of time, eventually one of them will be the perfect explosion and you'll have a perfect universe. And I said, so you're telling me that if I blow a hurricane through a junkyard enough times, eventually, at the end of one of those hurricanes, there'll be a 747 fully loaded and ready to fly.
So we're all sinners. Jesus dies on a cross to remove all of them so you can go, I'm guilty no longer. The price has been paid. God coming down in flesh did that. It's actually too wild a story to dream up by human beings, especially sinful ones.
There's certain powers out there that are trying to take God out of our society. Already taken God out of our school. They're trying to take under God from the Pledge of Allegiance. They're trying to take God off our coins, and in God we trust off our coins. And so this force here, if the spiritual force doesn't rise up and start combating these people, this dark force over here, they're going to wind up getting God out of our society. And so it's really important right now that we as Christians join together, rise up.
I believe that marriage was defined by God a long time ago. Marriage is almost as old as dirt, and it was defined in the garden between Adam and Eve, one man, one woman, for life, till death do you part. So I would never attempt to try to redefine marriage, and I don't think anyone else should either. So do I support the idea of gay marriage? No.
I'm a really, really noisy Christian. I go on major TV shows with my wife, which are secular shows, and say, absolutely, we believe Jesus is the Son of God. We believe in Jesus Christ. We are Christians. We're proud of it, and it's great. And because we have all these successful shows, they can't say anything.
I'm blessed with a platform, and I believe more than just a platform, it's a responsibility and obligation to be a great role model, to set a great example, because it's one thing to score touchdowns and win trophies and championships, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. But if you can affect people, if you can change people's lives, if you can be a good role model, someone that a mom or dad can look to their son and say, hey, that's how you need to handle it, then that's my ultimate goal.
I can't remember a time when I didn't believe in God, but I didn't become a Christian until I was 18 years old. I was traveling, and my mom stuck a Bible in my bag. Out of jet lag, loneliness, and boredom, I picked it up, and as I read, my life was forever changed. Jesus became not only my Lord and Savior, but my best friend. I knew that if he was with me, who could be against me?
A big part of the story of my conversion was, my witnessing my wife's walk first for like a whole year, and the power of my witnessing firsthand the experience she was having is what led me to become very curious about it, which eventually led to my salvation.
Did you like the video? Go to smartandrelentless.com to see more life-changing and inspiring content. smartandrelentless.com. We are the light of the world.